Hey guys, welcome again to my channel. Today I want to talk about best friends and where it concerns best friends from the opposite gender. So basically a woman having a male best friend or a man having a female best friend. We all know the complexities surrounding this particular topic because we are in a society made up of people who just believe it is impossible for a man and a woman to be friends and for it to be purely platonic. They just believe there has to be something on the side. There has to be something happening behind the scenes. They're either knacking or they had a past romantic history or something. It's just not possible for a man and a woman to be purely friends. And I beg to disagree. Now, if you're one of those who believes that it is not possible for members of the opposite gender to be purely friends, feel free to argue your point in the comment section. And actually, you're welcome to that. But as somebody who has a male best friend, I can tell you for a fact that it is possible to have a nourishing friendship, a burgeoning friendship, a growing friendship with a guy as a woman, and it's purely platonic. Of course, I can also argue the point that it doesn't matter where the friendship started off from or where it began. It's possible for it to grow into a purely platonic friendship. So let's say they had a fling or they were in a talking stage, or maybe they had like a sexual scene before, and then somehow they have now grown into friendship, and you say, oh, it's not possible, they'll still knock or Kapo's law, this and that. It's possible to have a pure platonic friendship even if you came off of a fling or came off of like a sexual thing or romantic thing or a failed talking stage. It's still possible to build a purely platonic friendship. I mean, people marry, an entire marriage, get divorced and become real friends, like very close friends. So how much more a talking stage or whatever else happened before? But that's not the point of this video. I'm not here to debate whether it's possible or it's not possible, because I know for a fact that it's possible. What I'm here to debate is, or not really debate, rather to discuss, is how to behave when you as a woman, your male best friend is in a relationship, or you as a guy, your female best friend is in a relationship. How do you behave? Because literally how you behave, how you navigate that dynamic is very important on the impact it will have on that relationship. It actually would either make or break that relationship. So it's very crucial. It's not the same as a girl having a female best friend or a guy having a male best friend. That really would not raise any questions, even though they could be lesbians or they could be homosexuals. But people don't really put an eye on that. They more put an eye on a guy and a girl together, because that's the conventional basically conventional relationship that is attached to romance. So number one, how do you behave when your male best friend or your female best friend is now in a relationship? First things first, you have to have a conversation with the best friend. I mean, hey, okay, I've been single for a while. Look, I met this person. He fits everything I want. I think we're going to be serious. I'm going to start dating. And honestly speaking, we have to actually create some boundaries. We have to create boundaries because, you know, you and I, the way we be, like, I don't want to disrespect my relationship. I don't want my man to feel a certain type of way. You have to talk to your best friend. Because if you're keeping a secret relationship, he does not know you're in a relationship, he's going to carry on per usual, and that would create friction in your relationship. So you have to tell him, look, I'm going into a relationship now. You cannot be calling me up at 2 a.m. I beg, if you want to talk to me, call me by 7 p.m. or something like that. If you want to see me during the daytime. We cannot be going on this bar hopping things anymore. My man is not gonna like that, and I don't want to disrespect him. Do you understand? So you have to create boundaries, and those boundaries can only be created from a conversation. Now, if you're dating somebody, if you're best friends with somebody who is mature, somebody who has basic form of intelligence and knows about that relationship or that relationship that is about to begin, the person would automatically create those boundaries without you needing to say it, because they know, I know, I can't walk in on her anymore, she's in the bathroom, or I can't watch her, I can't sit down in the room while she's changing anymore, I can't do some certain things, she has a man now. It will be common sense, right? But you still need to just have that conversation so that it's out there for the record that, look, there's certain things we can't do anymore. You're still my friend. I still care a lot about you. We're still going to talk. We're still going to hang out. We're still going to do things together. We're just going to curtail certain things we used to do. I just come over to your house on Friday and we spend the night together watching movies and playing and cuddling. We can't do that anymore. When I'm sad, I come to you. You cuddle, we talk, we laugh, we cry. We can't do that anymore. This person now has to take priority, because no matter how many years, because people tend to say, oh, but I've been friends with this person for like 10 years, a whole decade. You think I'm going to throw that away because of somebody I met? Nobody's asking you to throw it away. you still need to nourish that friendship, because yes, it's very important. But on the scale of preference, on the scale of importance, your relationship, your romantic relationship takes precedence, because that romantic partner is basically supposed to be an extension of you. It's supposed to be one with you. That's a couple, but it's supposed to be one with you. That's somebody that might be your life partner, so that person should be more important than your best friend. But that does not mean in any way that you then begin to treat your best friend a certain kind of way, because you get into that relationship and you absolutely shun your best friend. You no longer pay attention to your best friend, you no longer talk to your best friend, and you just basically focus on your relationship because no, I don't want to disrespect my man, I don't want my babe to be mad, I'm trying to just preserve my relationship, I don't want to do anything to jeopardize this. And then that relationship now crashes. You don't have babe, you don't have best friend. So that's why you have to put it on a way, and you have to balance it. There has to be a balance. You have to be nourishing your relationship, respecting your partner, and just making sure that you're not making them uncomfortable. At the same time, you have to still be nourishing your friendship, because it's what is going to be there in the event that that relationship does not work out. Not that I'm praying that prayer for anybody, but like I said, I've experienced that. I had this boyfriend in 2020. And yes, I have a male bestie, so we didn't even need to have that conversation. I mean, I just said, oh look, I met somebody and I think we're going to be in a relationship, we're going to try the whole dating thing. And he was like, oh okay, cool, that's nice. You think he's cool? I mean, yeah, he's cool. Okay, cool, that's nice. And I didn't need to tell him about anything about boundaries, because like I said, if you have basic intelligence and you're mature, you just know to give the person boundaries. And he stopped calling, because normally you call me up whenever, like 11 p.m, 2 a.m, yo, what's up, what are you doing? This pizza I ordered is trash. And we'll just talk about random stuff, like, you know, I could change in his presence, we could do certain things. But the minute I was in a relationship, all of that had to stop, because I had to respect the person I was in a relationship with. But then yes, that relationship crashed, which is where I was going with this. That relationship crashed. Now imagine if I had totally sidelined my best friend, I had totally cut him off and stopped talking to him or whatever, just because I have a man now, and that relationship crashed. Then who am I going to run to? My breakfast story. Who am I going to run to for support, for comfort, for just, you know, you need to keep both things. Some girls even do that with their female friends. They get into a relationship or they get married and they just totally cut off their single friends, cut off their, it's nonsense, because those are also important relationships in your life. It's not romantic, it's platonic, but it's also important. Those are pillars in your life. Those people anchor you and support you, and so you need to nourish both. So I said, have a conversation with that best friend, male or female. Tell them, this is what's up, I've met somebody, be happy for me, support me, but please, we're going to cut back on certain things we used to do, we can't do anymore, because it might make my partner uncomfortable, and I need to just give them their due respect and try to make this work. If they have sense, if they're reasonable, if they're mature, of course they'll understand. Of course, they will give you that respect without even you asking, but you also need to just have that conversation for the record. So that's one. Two, you then need to create those boundaries. So now you've had the conversation, you guys understand yourselves, you're on the same page. You need to then put it into effect, because it cannot just be word of mouth. You have to actually act it out. So you said, okay, no more calling me by 2 a.m, but you cannot just see one funny video on Instagram and just feel like sharing with him, and your normal instinct is to just call him up on FaceTime and be like, yo, look at this. You can't do that anymore, because he's respecting your space. You have to respect his space. You have to let him respect you. Do you understand? So you can't then go back on your word. You also have to respect the boundaries that you have initiated. You can't see something funny, you have to wait for the morning and then be like, yo, I wanted to send this to you last night, but you know, I couldn't, but this is blah blah blah. Timing, the places you go, the things you do, how you act around each other, all of that has to be streamlined, has to be managed, and basically the dynamics has to change. The friendship does not change, what you mean to each other does not change, how you grow together does not change, but the dynamics, how you go about it, how you navigate it, has to change when you're in a relationship. That's two. So number three, you have to have a conversation with your partner even before they become your partner. Say you're in a talking stage, you already have to lay your cards on the table. Look, I have a male best friend. Look, babe, I have a female best friend. This person is a part of my life, very important to me. I can't cut them off just the way I can't cut off my family. They're very important to me, but hey, I'm going to respect you, I'm going to give you the trust you deserve, and nothing is going to come between us as it relates to that best friend. You're not going to do anything to make you uncomfortable, and just, you know, have a conversation with them so they know. So it's not like something you spring up on them after the relationship. Oh, this is my best friend. Oh yeah, he's a guy. Yeah, I mean, most guys will not find that funny. Just like most girls will not find it funny, because like we are jealous beings, if we're going to be honest, and we do not like to share. We're very territorial. So I don't want it to be a situation. It could become a situation where it's like 3 people in a relationship, and so you have to be very careful about how you navigate it, because nobody likes 3 in a relationship. It's a crowd, except you're into polyamory like Hermes, but I am not into polyamory, so that is a crowd. So you have to be very specific with your partner about what is going on, your friendships and all of that, so they already know, and then they can tell you the things that they cannot stand, the things that they will not accept, the things that they don't want to see, and so you know better how to set your boundaries. So one, I said you have to talk to your best friend about it. Two, you have to then set those boundaries and make sure you stick to them. Three, you also have to keep your partner in the loop so they know what's up and they're not just, blindsided. And you have to just respect their opinions and their decisions about it, because it's now a partnership. It's not about just you. You have to consider their feelings, they have to consider your feelings, although they also need to be able to compromise. They also need to be able to trust you that, okay, what you say is what you say. Oh, it's a platonic friendship, okay, respect the friend. Hey, what's up? Blah blah blah. This has been your partner's friend for a long time. Even before you knew them, they've been supporting them through lots of issues, thick and thin. Before you knew them, you have to give them their respect. What's up? How you doing? Like, be civil with your girlfriend's best friend, even if he's a guy. Be civil with your boyfriend's best friend, even if she's female, because they've been there way before you, and trust me, a lot of bad word from them could tank your relationship, so you need to respect them. You have to compromise. You have to know that sometimes they're going to spend time with your best friend, and that's okay, as long as it's not at odd hours, it's not weird or whatever, it's transparent. You have to be able to be allowing of certain things within reason. So that's just that about that. I think it's very important for people to know, because you hear a lot of people say, God forbid, I can't date any girl that has a male best friend, or it's a lie, or Kafo's law and whatnot. But it is because people do not take the time to be intentional about how to navigate that situation. It's very possible to navigate. So don't give up on your male best friend just because you have a relationship now. Do not give up on your female best friend just because you're in a relationship now. My best friend is in a relationship right now, and it's a very serious relationship. He could get married to her, and I give him that boundary. Like, we still chat a lot on Instagram, on other social media apps. We still chat a lot, send ourselves back and forth, but there's no way I'm calling him in the night now. There's no way I'm taking some certain issues to him now. There's no way we're not even in the same region right now, but even if we were, there's no way I'm visiting him at odd hours or certain things I would not do anymore. Go to his house on the weekends and just chill there. I wouldn't do that anymore, because he has somebody in his life, and I have to respect her, and I have to respect his relationship. And that's just basically what you need when you have a best friend from the opposite gender. So that's that about that. As always, drop your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Even if you disagree, like, you're free to disagree, of course. Drop it in the comment section and let's discuss. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. You encourage me by doing so. Like, I look at my 498 subscribers, I'm just like, oh my god, yay. So it actually does mean a lot to me. Did I say 498? I don't think I have up to 498 too. I think it's up to 400. Anyway, so please do subscribe, and till next time, ciao.